The Dogs couldn't get the Tide off the field all night on third down, and, well, right here, how appropriate. Seals the game on third down. 3rd and 5, Ty Simpson to Jam Miller. Alabama converted 12 of 19 third downs, did most of their work in the first half, 8 of 11, and Alabama goes into Athens and stuns Georgia 24-21. Back here in studio, Emory Hunt, Cardale Jones. Look, Cardale, Ty Simpson was pretty darn good in this game. He was excellent in the first quarter for sure. He had as many incomplete passes in the first quarter as his last 2 games combined. He was on time and on target, but it was that third down conversion, and they were able to absorb it in the second half from the Georgia Bulldogs.
You know what? This is a great part I love about college football, and there's so many different things to love about it. But when you got a guy like Ty Simpson who's been playing at a really good level this first quarter of a season, as many times Alabama throw the ball around, he has not yet turned the ball over. So they got their play caller and they trust him full-heartedly with this offense and the success of this team. We had a clip earlier when he was giving a pregame speech. I mean, I know Alabama fans after that Florida State loss, they was ready to get rid of Caleb DeBoer, but for them to go into Athens and snap Georgia home game win streak, this was huge. And we talked about it earlier on the show. When you go into a hostile environment on the road, and especially conference play, and not just any conference play, SEC conference play, you need to bring that toughness, you need to bring that run game, and you need to bring that defense. Alabama brought all 3, led by Ty Simpson. And this was a great game, and they take down, another top 5 opponent. And I can't wait to see what the standings look like now in the SEC, because it's going to be a bloodbath the rest of the way for both of these teams.
The shock to the system they got in week 1 versus Florida State has set the tone for what we're seeing now from Alabama and from Ty Simpson. I was very impressed with Ty Simpson and how he played tonight. This is someone who was playing with extreme confidence, seeing the field really well. He's decisive in his decisions. He ran the ball when he needed to and was very athletic in doing so. The passing of the ball in terms of the placement of his passes was outstanding, putting the ball where only his receiver can get it, making some tight window throws in certain situations where you kind of need your quarterback to make a play. He was making those plays, and to watch him just blossoming from what we saw from him, what we kind of thought he was going to be, now we know what he is, to go in that hostile environment on the road and do what he did there. I think this is someone that's playing his best football, considering he did it the old school way. He bought his time, waited, and now he's the starter, and he's doing exactly what you expect your guy to do, step in and play well.
The 2 longest home winning streaks in the nation, over. Washington's home winning streak, over. Buckeyes busted that. It was 22. Georgia's 33-game home winning streak, that's over. Alabama wins. Alabama didn't score a single point in the second half. This is the first time winning a game without scoring a point in the second half in the last 10 years.
Wow.
Like, how do you win a game against Georgia without scoring a single point in the second half? How does that happen, Cardale?
Well, you create a deficit in the first half that's making it too hard to climb out of, and then that second thing I said you got to bring on a road game, you bring your defense. Alabama did a great job of making sure turning Georgia to one-dimensional. Georgia rushed for over 200 yards, but when you at a deficit like you saw yourself at a double-digit deficit at the second half, you got to put yourself in a position where you got to throw the ball a lot. And Alabama took that away from Georgia offense all night.
So I'm going to ask this question because I'm going to stir the pot. Did Georgia actually lose this game, or did Alabama actually win this game?
Both.
Because right here, right there, that's a sure touchdown. Zachariah Branch drops the ball. I get it. Alabama won the game. I'm being facetious here. But that right there, that's a sure touchdown. These are situations here where you hurt yourself. You beat yourself in this moment.
Well, earlier in the game, Ryan Williams dropped that same pass.
He did.
For a touchdown. So we can say Ryan Williams catch that one, they catch that one. It's still a 7-point game, 3-point game.
So, and again, a play don't care who makes it, just wants to be made.
Right.
And so the third down offense was killing Georgia in the first half. They adjusted, but by that time, you have created the deficit. And on the other side of that, they could not stop Bama in need-to-have-it situations. Yeah. And so even though they didn't score points, they still were able to move the football down the field enough to where now you beating the clock. The clock is beating you more so than them scoring touchdowns. So it was kind of both. Bama did what it was supposed to do and did a great job in doing so. Shout out to their defense for making sure they got Georgia off the field. Georgia had ample opportunity themselves to make something happen, but couldn't. So, you got to give credit to Bama and also Georgia. Now, I will say this for Georgia. Very impressed with Gunnar Stockton's ability to make things happen. I think his lasers got them back in the ball game. But, man, you know, Bama just had an answer for every type of call Georgia made in that second half, and it got them the win.
Got to make enough plays, and Alabama certainly made enough plays. The theme in this game was converting on third down again. They were 12 of 19. They go on the road to Athens, knock off Georgia, and snap their 33-game home winning streak. This is why we love college football. The rivalries, the drama, and how about the drama next week,
Ooh.
Emory?
I mean,
It's
America's
quarterback.
quarterback.
America's quarterback, Diego Pavia, going to be coming to Tuscaloosa. You remember last year what happened? You remember what happened last year?
Yeah.
Vanderbilt knocked off the #1 team in the nation. Alabama's not going to be #1 next week. They're going to move up in the rankings for sure. It's not going to be 17, 18, but it's going to be ranked on ranked. Another win for Vanderbilt. They're off to a 5-0 start. And Alabama now 3-1 as they go on the road and knock off #5 Georgia.